I could play the background. I could play the background. 'Cause I know sometimes I get in the way. So won't you take the lead, lead, lead. So won't you take the lead, lead, lead. And I could play the background, and you could take the...
Alright, so when you hear 9/11 and stuff, like, what does that make you think of? Like, just people talking about it?
The first thing I think of is sadness.
So when you hear 9/11, what does it make you think?
Usually where I was only in like 5th grade when it happened, so I was in school when I was in school when it happened. So I didn't really understand what's going on. No, I had no idea.
So when you hear 9/11, what do you think of? What is your thoughts?
Well, think about all the people that died. Think about the acts of crime, as far as I'm concerned, that were committed against the American people. I think about Bin Laden being dead.
I think about all the 89 countries that people from all around the world died when he did that. So it just didn't affect the United States, it affected the whole world.
Yeah.
Was that just how you felt like the rest of the day or the week? Or was it just...
I was shocked that day and for a long time after that.
When you heard about it, like, what were you doing at that time?
I was at work, and I happened to work near an airport. I was living in Atlanta at that point, and we were being evacuated because they had heard that Atlanta might be a target. My first mind went to my son, who was actually a second grader at that point. And, how was I going to get to him? Were they going to let them out of school?
Yeah.
And then, surprisingly enough, it dawned on me, oh God, my dad's supposed to be in New York.
Oh my God.
So cell service wasn't good at that point because everybody was trying to, get in contact with loved ones to find out their location or whatever. And it took me 2 hours to find my dad and find out that his trip had actually been canceled. He would have been in the World Trade Center.
Did you know anyone who was there during this?
No, I didn't. I actually went on a school trip a couple years after it happened to New York, so I saw what was there, but I didn't know what was there.
Did you, when you were there, like, class, what do you think was what was going on?
I knew something bad was happening, but I really couldn't comprehend it was old enough. I knew something happened, but it affected me.
Okay. Were you affected by this? Did you know anyone who was there?
I personally didn't know anybody, but it still is heartbreaking, all the people that did died, and I know of other people who had people there.
Yeah.
I had friends that were there, but I didn't have anybody.
What were you doing when this was happening? Like, do you remember?
I was driving. We were on the highway. That was a long time ago.
I think I just got home from work because I was working third shift.
Yeah.
I was watching TV, I think.
And
something.
I think stunned. Couldn't believe somebody would do something like that.
First you thought it was an accident, but then when the second plane hit, you knew it wasn't.
Were, like, maybe any of your friends or family affected by this?
My parents were, because they knew people that lived out there. They didn't know anybody that was there, but they knew people that lived out there. So my mom was crying for a couple of weeks. They would cry sometimes.
What do you think about, like, if it happened, would it happen today? What would you think? You would feel like?
Probably angry, sad.
Yeah.
I feel bad for people that it happened to. Sorry.
What was your reaction? Like, so you were just like shocked. Like, did you just feel anything in this thing?
Well, I think the initial reaction was shock. At that time, like I said, we were at work, so we weren't seeing any of the visuals. But when I got home and actually saw the stuff on the news and the footage, I'm not ashamed to say I did break down and cry.
Yeah.
Because you just know that someone just lost their life.
You think anything like this would probably happen? You'd be like, or was it just like out of your mind?
I never would have imagined that people would use planes. You know, you think maybe war or bombs or airplanes, flying airplanes into it just I would have never imagined that. I never would have